I want to acknowledge the fragility of this moment and the very real challenges we face as a nation and as a democracy. People across the country and across the political spectrum are feeling vulnerable and wondering whether and to what extent we can rely on the norms, the laws, the processes, and the systems that have kept us safe. This feeling, which is powerfully new to many of us, is tragically familiar to the people represented by the Innocence Project. So many of our clients, to quote distinguished Princeton University professor Eddie Glaude, grew up in a tradition that didn't believe in the myths and the legends of American exceptionalism because they had to bear the brunt of them. Although our Constitution guarantees unique protections to promote fairness and protect the presumption of innocence, including promises of due process, a fair and speedy trial, equal protection under the law, effective assistance of counsel, and prohibitions on cruel and excessive punishments and unreasonable searches and seizures, time and again, innocent people are wrongfully convicted of crimes. And that, of course, is the crisis that drives our work. Our commitment to digging deep and fighting for a legal system that truly protects the innocent and prevents wrongful conviction comes from the strength and resilience of our extraordinary clients and 33 years of experience showing that when we work side by side with donors, community advocates, legislators, and people all across the world, we can and do strengthen the promise of our democracy on behalf of those most likely to bear the brunt of its shortcomings. We saw that on October 9th, when our client Robert Roberson got his second stay of execution in less than a year, this time just a week before his scheduled execution. This success was the product of a gargantuan effort by a cast of thousands, including Innocence Project board member and author John Grisham, the lead detective on the original case, Brian Wharton, and so many of you. Together, we were able to ensure that Mr. Roberson can continue the fight to prove his innocence. We also saw it earlier this year, when the Innocence Project, working in partnership with the Tennessee Innocence Project, helped to secure the freedom and exoneration of Scott Minton, who spent 3 decades behind bars for a rape, kidnapping, and robbery he did not commit. Mr. Minton's wrongful conviction was driven by 2 of the leading causes of such injustice: eyewitness misidentification and false confession. But advances in scientific research and relentless advocacy exposed the truth. At a post-conviction evidentiary hearing, we were able to present expert witnesses whose testimony demonstrated that the identification was erroneous, the confession was unreliable, and Mr. Minton was innocent. Both Mr. Minton's and Mr. Roberson's efforts to seek justice, like those of countless others, exemplify the urgency of this work, especially at a time when efforts to roll back progress in the criminal legal system are growing. For that reason, it was and is particularly important in times of turmoil for us to stay the course and keep our eyes on the prize. And we did. We exonerated 2 people, hosted a summer internship for law students from across the country, and launched an exciting new partnership with NYU School of Law that will deepen our capacity to restore freedom for wrongfully convicted people. We fought back against multiple attempts to undermine discovery reforms across the country. We secured legislative wins that improved police practices, opened more pathways for post-conviction relief, and strengthened compensation. We used advances in science to expose the ways that unreliable forensic evidence can drive wrongful convictions. And we highlighted the work of innocence researchers and practitioners, including those who have experienced wrongful conviction, encouraging further efforts to effectively investigate and confront wrongful convictions. I therefore begin my 6th year as the Innocence Project's executive director, acutely aware of the very real challenges we face at the Innocence Project, in the innocence movement, and in our country. and I stand laser focused on building on our momentum and continuing the fight for fair, compassionate, and equitable systems of justice with all of you. Thank you.